So Matt, this is where the hate's going to come, right? With my fourth pick. I know it. I've picked a very controversial figure as my fourth face on the side of Mount Rushmore. Am I biased? Yes. Was he my childhood hero growing up? Yes. Will he forever be on my Mount Rushmore?
Yes.
Yes. It's that simple. It's Naas Botha.
Surprised.
It's not a surprise.
Surprising, that's...
No, it's not a surprise. You know,
not.
I emulated him as a kid playing in the back garden. I challenge anyone to give me one game the Springboks lost because Naas missed a tackle. I can't think of one, and I don't think anyone else can think of one. But I can think of some games that he won with his kicking.
Yeah, fair.
And there was we won the series against the British Lions in 1980. Gerrie Germishuys scored a try in the corner. It was a very wet, heavy field. It was raining, it was pouring down, and they played with those old Super Springbok leather balls. And Naas kicked that conversion from the touch to win the series. If you think of that 1987 Currie Cup final against Transvaal, Northern Transvaal were trailing, and at halftime he literally just said to the team, "Give me the ball, I'll do the rest." And that's all the forwards did. They gave him the ball, and he won again in a hailing and rainy, wet Ellis Park on that day. He kicked the Bulls to victory, and there's so many examples that I can go and pick where Naas actually took control of a game and won that game in situations where no one should have won that game. Another reason why I think he's up there is you've got to take someone like Donnie Craven's opinion into account. And Craven called him a genius. And that's someone that I have a lot of respect for. I think he's one of the best rugby brains in the history of the game. He's watched more players than anyone out there has watched. And he's a Western Province guy, so he wasn't even, pro Bulls, but he said Naas was a genius and a once-in-a-generation player. His passing game, I think people forget how well he passed. As I mentioned when we did the outside centres, I've had this discussion with Donnie Gerber. Donnie Gerber will tell you Naas was the best passer of a ball that he's ever played next to. Like, he was crisp, and I think the thing that made him extraordinary is he knew when to kick and he knew when to pass. He didn't always, maybe there's an argument to say he should have passed more, sure. But the type of rugby that was played in South Africa was very much get the ball in the opposition half, you play your percentages, and then you attack. And I'm going to show some highlights of Naas passing, Matt. He could pass, and he could pass really well. So that's not a valid argument. I think he was one of the best readers of the game that I've ever seen. And I don't really care what the comment section is going to say. He will forever be
on your Mount Rushmore.
My Mount Rushmore.
To give you some credit here, you're not the only person that thinks that he's an outstanding 10. Many people holding him in high stead and picking him as their top. Or top 3, top 5, but definitely in the top 10 in terms of conversation. So
it's interesting.